Hey everyone, and welcome back. So I am getting ready to go pick up my husband Matt from the airport. He was gone on a business trip for the last week and a half. So today is Sunday. It is it's just before 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Sunday, May 28th. So I have to pick him up around 3:30, so I'm going to get my hair and makeup done, and if I have time, I'm going to film a favorites video, if I have time. So I figured I have the time to kind of play around with my makeup today, so I figured why not. You know what, give me just 1 second, I have to grab a pair of contacts. So I have contacts, let me get these in my eyeballs. I think I'm just going to go for a very bronzy look today. We shall see. I kind of have some colors that I would like to try out. It is a 3-day weekend for Memorial Day. While I'm thankful for the time, I actually have a 4-day weekend because I went out with some of the girls from work that were off on Friday, so I just didn't go in. The luxuries of being able to kind of pick your own work schedule and working and the boss being your mom. Super close up. So yeah, I am thankful and grateful that we have this opportunity to have a long weekend, but I'm very aware of the reasons why we do. The military runs very strong, and both sides of our family. Matt's grandfather was part of storming the beaches of Normandy, all of that. He was a war survivor. He passed away just from old age a few years ago, but we both have, well, on my side of the family, I have members of my family that are active military, and I also know some people that have passed while serving. So I'm very grateful for the privileges that we obviously have because of those that have fought and even those that have lost their lives. So we fly the American flag proudly at this household, and we keep it in mind often of the sacrifices that others have made so that we have our freedoms. So I'm going, like I said, I'm going to try and keep things on the bronzier side. I had gotten in my Sephora boxes, I have a baggie full of products that I have been collecting that I haven't used yet. So I wanted to go through. I have a mascara that I'm intrigued and want to try out today. Somewhere I had the Milk Makeup Blur Stick that I wanted to try out. So I'm going to just kind of, wow. As long as this plays nicely with makeup, I could totally see how this would work. I'm just gonna put it around my where my pores are really prominent, so kind of the T-zone area. I do have some active breakouts. I don't know what is going on. I have this one here going on and this one here, and then I kind of have some around my nose, which the ones around my nose I think are actually from my glasses. So that was the Milk Makeup Blur Stick. I just got a little sample of it in my Sephora Play box. I'm going to let that kind of sit. I'm also going to put on my other primer, which I used this one the other day, which is the Cover FX Luminizing Primer. Because I'm going bronzy and glowy, I want to be a little bit luminous. So I'm going to put this on the outer parts of my face, and then very lightly kind of just blend it over where we put that blur stick. I'm looking a hot mess. My hair looks so terrible when it's not done. The highlights look good when my hair is styled and done, but when it's not, I'm not looking so good. Okay, so I did that. I'm going to go ahead and put on eye primer, if I can find it. Here we go. I'm just going to use the Lorac Behind the Scenes Eye Primer. that on my lids, and also I like to put a little bit just below my lids. Okay. Okay. So what am I gonna do? I have a few palettes up here that I could use. I have a glass of wine that I just have some frozen raspberries in. This is a Chardonnay that I picked up. I don't even know where I got it from. It's not great, but I'm trying to just get through it. So I'm gonna go in with just like a big fluffy brush and start with, actually, you know what, no. Let's back it up. Get a little ahead of myself. I'm gonna use that same brush, but I'm going to go in with kind of like a yellow based cream. What can I use? One of these has one, a good one. Oh, apparently I have, I'm just pulling out more palettes. Apparently I have the 3 Lorac palettes upstairs. These are definitely my favorites. I want like a yellow based. Okay, we're gonna go in with Buff from, I think this is the Pro 2 palette. And I'm just going to sweep this all over my eyes. I'm trying to like, the way my bathroom's set up is I am not really in like, I guess I could do it like this. I can't prop you guys behind my sink because we have a vessel sink. And so in order for me to be like right in front of the camera, it's not really a great way of doing so. And then in my crease, I'm going to go in with, what am I going to go in with? I might just go in with this little one. Like I said, I couldn't even tell you the name or the brand of this. I'm really sorry. It's from the Sephora Play Boxes, and it looks like this. Okay, it's very shimmery, a little bit of fallout. So I'm going to just start dusting this in my crease. I'm not usually the type of person that goes with shimmer in my crease, but I feel for like a bronzy look, it's kind of necessary. It's pretty. I don't know how great the lighting is gonna portray what I've got going on. Our walls are very dark blue, and then the lighting's obviously above me, so I don't know. You'll have to just play it by ear. Okay, so that was this little guy, which I'm afraid I'm gonna keep like digging my fingers into. And then I'm gonna go into the Lorac. Okay, I'm going to go into the Mega Pro. I think this is the Mega Pro, the first one. The blue one's the second one, I believe. And I'm gonna mix maroon and granite together, which I know aren't very coppery. But we're just going to dust this in the very outer V with that same brush on the outer V more. Like so. I'm like barely touching my brush into these when I do that and tapping off the excess. Out of the original Lorac palette, you could also use, cool, I just stuck my finger into that, nice. You could also use Rosé out of the Lorac 2 palette. It's definitely a little bit bronzier, or I'm sorry, pinker, but they're very similar. And I'm just going to start sweeping that all over the lid. I'm definitely going to focus it on the center section of my lid. And then kind of just like packing it down. This is just a Wet n Wild brush. Okay, and then I'm going to go back with that first brush, which is a Luxie 205 Tapered Blending. And I'm going to go in with this little guy again. And kind of just blend that all together. So that's pretty much all I'm going to do for the eyes, I think. Now I'm like contemplating. I have fringe from ColourPop right here. I kind of want to go and just like pack a little bit of that on. I'm gonna look for this thing though, but I don't know if I should. Do I do it? Do I do it? Okay, we're gonna go in with fringe, which is definitely like a silver toned white sparkly shade, and I'm just going to apply that right to like the very inner corner. It's definitely a little bit chunkier glitter than what was in my other ones. And I'm just going to kind of, I guess, blend that over with my fingers. Like so. Okay. And then for a liner, I'm just going to tight line today. So I'm going to do what I wanted. The Makeup Forever Aqua XL pencil in M10. And I'm just going to tight line. Okay, so I just went in and tight lined with that. I'm going to close up all of my palettes here so I can give myself a little bit more room to work. Go in with my beauty blender. I just have to get it wet. Okay, so before I put my foundation on, I'm going to just kind of spray my face with some Fix Plus, just to make everything blend together better. I really like just doing that. I'm going to go in with the Wet n Wild foundation, the Photo Focus foundation. I have two shades. They're very different. As you can tell, I'm currently in the darker one because I am a little tan at the moment. So I am in Buff Bisque. So I've really been liking this foundation. You will probably see it in the favorites. I will say this is probably not the most sanitary way of putting it on, but you know. Okay, so I just dabbed it kind of all over my face. Probably need one more on this side. And then I'm going to go in with my beauty blender, which mine's starting to fall apart and it looks really gross. I wash it constantly, like daily. But they just start to look a little nasty. And I'm just going to blend this out. Has anybody used this foundation with a brush? I have not tried that yet, I don't think. I'd be curious to see how that worked. I definitely look a little orange in this lighting, which is interesting on the camera. I apologize about that. Okay, just blend in the forehead. Hair stuck in it. So Matt and I are supposed to go out to dinner tonight. I don't know if he's going to be up for like a decent dinner or if he's gonna make me go like something really simple. I would like to go and do like a nice dinner. I haven't had, well, I shouldn't say that because I've been out quite a bit since he's been gone, but I haven't really had like a nice date night with him in a little while. I'm trying to think, we went somewhere right before he left. But I honestly can't even remember where we went. That's really awful. I do have this brush. This is the It Cosmetics, I don't even know what this is. Kind of like buffing brush. I'm just gonna kind of buff. I don't know. As you can see, it does have pretty decent coverage. Obviously, I have some blemishes and stuff that are going to need to be concealed. I'm going to go in with the Maybelline, I don't even know what this is, the Fit Me Concealer, I think, in Fair. This is definitely too light for me right now. But as far as just like covering up those few blemishes, it should be okay. Okay, so I'm gonna let that kind of just like bake together for a minute, and then I'm going to go in with my MAC Prep and Prime and Radiant Rose. This is my favorite under eye concealer. It's very brightening. I could see if you were any darker than like my skin tone currently, it would be a little too light because it is very, very brightening. But it works. And I know they have other colors too if this isn't something that would work for you. I usually do my forehead, but I'm not going there today. Just not going there. So I'm going to take the other end of my beauty blender and just start blending all of that concealer out. I also kind of bring it up to clean up the edges of my eyeshadow. I'm sorry, I'm like not looking at the camera in this video, but honestly, I'm just trying to make sure everything looks fine. Okay, so apparently we're not going to do that. We're just going to go in and kind of set everything together. I have the tiniest little bit of the It Bye Bye Pores left, literally like one brush full. So I'm going to set the majority of my face with that. I'm not going to touch my under eye area because I'm going to use some banana powder to set that. Okay, so that's gone. You'll see that in Empty's video soon. Tiny little bit left in the lid. But I'm going to go in with the Revolution, Makeup Revolution Luxury Powder and Banana. I'm just going to put a little bit in the lid of that Bye Bye Pores and lightly set the rest of my face with it. Like, I mean, I'm barely touching my brush to it. I just don't like feeling sticky. I don't like that at all. And then for the under eye area, I'm going to take this e.l.f. blush brush and the rest of this, and I'm going to very lightly bake under the eyes with that. Like, just like a baby bake. So that when I have to brush it away, there's like not much to be brushed away. Excuse me. And then we're gonna go in and bronze up. And since we're going for a bronzy, glowy look, I'm so sorry if you guys can hear her whining. I'm going to use the Tarte Park Avenue Princess bronzer, which looks like so. It is a pretty deep bronzer, but it has some really pretty like shimmers to it. You do have to go somewhat light-handed with this one. And I'm just going to start by bronzing up the temples. Like so. I don't know if you guys can even tell. So many shadows going on in here. I'm sorry. Maybe I can adjust the lighting when I edit. We'll see. I'm just going to, I'm not really going to contour, I'm just going to kind of bronze up my cheeks a little bit. A little on the jawline. Drag it down. My brows are looking a little cray. Okay. So we're gonna kind of just roll with that. I literally don't know if you guys can see that at all. And then for blush today, we're going to use the Lorac Pro to go in coral. Really, really pretty, like shimmery coral color. I do have what I use like on the day-to-day, which is Max Warm Soul. But I feel like because I use it on the day-to-day, I want to kind of switch it up. So if I can find a blush brush, just this Wet n Wild brush. These brushes are so nice. Okay, and I'm just going to apply some of that blush. Really pretty. It's coral, but it's kind of like a subtle coral because like this, it's not like NARS Orgasm, not quite like that, but it's just like, it has enough depth to it that it doesn't look like crazy. You don't have to be super careful with it. And then for highlight, Color Icon and Reserve Your Cabana, because somebody said that you could use this all over your face, which I'm really tempted to try with just like a big fluffy brush. Do we go for it? Do we think it's too shimmery? We're just gonna lightly go all over the face with that. I don't think it's enough. Oh, it's pretty. It's not too much. I wish the lighting wasn't so crappy. I'm so sorry, you guys. I don't think it's enough to go in for like a straight highlight. We can try that. I just have a fan brush around here somewhere. Should we just try it as like a highlight? Okay. So I think for a very subtle highlight, like I'm talking subtle, it would work. But that's just not enough for me. So I'm going to go in with MAC Soft and Gentle, which mine's looking real busted because it broke. And I had to repair it. So we're just going to go in and make ourselves glowy on the nose. You know, why do people get like so much hate for nose highlighting? What was I just watching? Alexandra from Learning to Be Fearless, and she kind of like shouted out to the haters like doing that nose highlight, but I think it's because she just puts it on the tip of her nose. I could be wrong, but you know what? I don't care. Like, you do you. That, it looks good on her, you go for it. So we're gonna go into brows. I have a spoolie up here. I do. So I'm going to brush through these crazy beasts. And I have a brow palette somewhere around here. The Sonia Kashuk brow palette. I've had this thing forever. Mine's looking well used. I'm going to try, I was watching, shouting out another YouTuber. I hope you guys can see this. I was watching Makeup by Tiffany D. Her like obsessions, I think it's like her favorites video, but it was like recent obsessions or whatever. And she was talking about how you should really go with just like a lighter brow than you think you should wear. So we're gonna try that out today, because I usually would mix like these two. Like, I know you can literally hardly tell what's going on in here, but this one's a very like taupey color. So we're just gonna try, I hate this brush. That's a really bad brush. I have a good brow brush around here somewhere. This is actually a small angle brush from Luxie. Really like it for brows because it's small but it's flexible. Like that one that I was just using from Aesthetica, it's, sorry, I'm like keep wiping my hands off on a towel. It's too firm. Like, it doesn't give you the flex that I need to do my brows. And like my brow game, I don't have the best brows. I'm fully aware of that. I am not the person you should be watching if you're looking for like a brow tutorial. That's not me. But sorry guys, I'm off frame. So brows are literally like as good as they're gonna get. I am going to go in with a little bit of concealer. Oh no, you know what, we're gonna scratch that because I have this pencil up here. This is the Cella Ivory Lace Highlighter Crayon in Chantilly Lace, and it is the perfect crayon to use to kind of highlight and clean up the eyebrows. Clearly I'm going to blend that out. I'm just going to use my ring finger to do so. Okay. So then, since I'm not going with like normal liner, I'm just going to curl my lashes. I feel like I didn't even get my lashes. Curling the lashes. I wish that, I might have to step outside so you guys can actually see this, or by the window so you can actually see this makeup, because it looks totally different in the viewfinder than it does, and that's really frustrating. Okay, so I have that new mascara I want to try, which is the Sephora Lash Craft Length and Volume, Lacquer and Volume. This is what the little itty bitty one looks like. It's like a normal brush, but it's kind of flat, so let's be at all. Let me turn you. So that's one. Can we see a difference? I mean, I can tell definitely looking in the mirror. I actually don't want to say it. I really like it. But this happens to me often that I love the little sample, but then I go out and buy a full size of it and I hate it. This MAC one is a perfect example of it, and this is actually reminds me a lot of what I thought this was. The MAC False Lashes was so good in the little sample I got in my Nordstrom order. Okay, so this is one coat. This is one coat. I don't know. I'm assuming you guys can see it. I'm gonna try and put on one more coat just to see. I don't know, you guys. This stuff is pretty dang incredible. Like, lashes. Do I dare to try and put on another coat? I feel like it could get a little sketchy. That's pretty amazing. I'm digging that. So that's done. I have lips left, but stop it, Bea. I'm gonna move on to, I did put a little bit on my lower lashes. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm gonna move on to here. So last night I just washed my hair and I let it air dry. And it's actually quite straight on top, but as you can see, it's pretty curly underneath. And I literally just let it air dry. What I used was, let's grab it out of the shower. For shampoo, I used the Not Your Mother's, what is this? Lawn Moment Treatment Shampoo. I do have highlights going through. They look a real mess when my hair is not done. And then for conditioner, I tried this, which also came in a Sephora Play Box, which is the Rahua Omega 9 Hair Mask, 100% plant derived, rainforest growth. It is organic. I don't know, it's nice. It makes my hair feel really good. So that's what I used last night. And then when I got out of the shower, I just put the It's a 10 light in it and brushed it through and let it kind of do its thing. So now I'm going to brush it. My brush needs to be cleaned. 1 second here. I'm just going to brush it. And then I had been wanting to do kind of like a tutorial or like something on this bad boy, which is the Time Iron. This is something that I bought with my own money. Actually, my mom bought it for me. Bea. but it has like changed my hair care routine. There is definitely a time and a place for a normal curling iron. Don't get me wrong, like this gives you more of like that beachy curl. You could definitely get like a curl out of it, but I love that it has replaced my straightener, which is the reason that I bought this, or that I asked about this actually, was because my straightener is starting to take a crap. I have a cheese straightener that I've had for years, probably like 5 or 6 years, and it's just not getting as hot as it used to. So as you can see, like you can straighten your hair with it, you can do curls with it. Today I'm going to try and like mimic a blowout, which I haven't done before, so we'll see how it goes. But I'm just trying to straighten out where I said it was like really curly underneath. Nothing perfect because we are going to add a little bit of wave and texture to it. But I'm trying to just, it gets hot. The one thing I don't love about this is that it does not have a temperature control and it does not have an auto shut off. So there has been numerous times where I feel like I have left it on and I kind of am concerned about it. Where with like, my Chi didn't have an automatic shut off though, did it? My curling iron does. I have a really awesome curling iron too. You want to see that? It's down here. This is something that I got from a hair salon. It's not the salon I go to currently, but this thing is bomb. This is by Bionic and it's a style winder. So it's kind of like the professional grade because the barrel spins and then it's like a full clip. The clip is not super tight, so this also is one that you're gonna get more like waves with rather than like ringlets where you have to have like a tight clamp in my opinion. But then it spins and you can do some really awesome like mermaid waves with that. That one does have a automatic shut off and a temperature control. I will link both of those, the time iron as well as that style winder down below. So I just went through and I straightened out those pieces, and then I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I kind of just, I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing here. I'm literally just adding like the tiniest bit of curl to it. Nothing crazy. There is a bit of a learning curve to this. It took me a good amount of time to like figure out what the heck I'm doing when I'm using it. So like I said, I'm literally just adding, like I'm going super quick and just adding like a little bit of texture to those pieces. I'm gonna let down the next chunk of hair. You can start to see the actual like highlights at this point. I'm working my way back towards blonde, and it's gonna be a process, that's for certain. So I'm gonna go through it really quick and just straighten out those chunks again, like I did before. Super sloppy about it, like not too concerned at how they look. And then I'm gonna let that cool a little bit just so I'm not like heating on heating hair. Move to the other side. I feel like you're super zoomed in, but sorry guys, that's what we got. That's what we're working with. We can't pull the tripod back any further. Okay. So same thing with this side. I'm gonna grab relatively large chunks and I'm just gonna go through super quick and just add a little bit of, I don't even want to call it a curl. I mean, I guess technically it is a curl, like there's some curl in there, but we're doing it fast. You definitely want to use a heat protectant with this bad boy because there is no heat control. It's toasty. I think it's like 410 or something is what this thing is working at. Okay, so that's what we're working with on that side. Gonna do the same thing on this side. If you want more of like an in-depth like how-to with this thing, let me know. I'd be happy to do it. At first I was like, this is the biggest piece of junk. I don't understand it. I don't want this. Like, I'm sending it back. And then I started using it and I'm like, okay, I can hang with this. It works super quick. Okay, so that's what we're working with on that side. And then we're gonna move to the next chunk. We're gonna leave the very, very top to last, which is usually like my front portion of my hair. Same thing. And then we're gonna go to the top layer, which like I said is usually like the front of my hair and my bangs. Okay. So somewhat straightened all those pieces like usual. Smooth everything out on the other side. Now this one I am going to kind of do a little bit more of a curl. Not a lot, just a little bit. Slightly slower. And you get a little bit of a curl. Okay, so see, that's just kind of what it leaves this side with. Nothing crazy, there's just like that one like nice curl. And same thing on this side. I like to do the ones closest to my face a little bit like actually curled, a little bit more defined. That's not really gonna... This is my tough side of my head. It like never curls correctly. Okay, and that's what the hair is going to look like. I'm just going to put a little bit of spray through it, if I can find it. And if you're somebody that gets like the flyaways like I get, go pick this up. I got it from Ulta. And then I kind of just eating it. It just works really good at keeping all that stuff away. I'm going to take you guys off the tripod. Should I show you the mess I just made? Do you want to see? Oh, I didn't put lips on. let's get you back up there. 1 second. Let's put some lips, something on. We'll figure that out. Give me just a minute. Where am I gonna take you? Okay, so here I am in like daylight. It's very light and glowy. Yeah, the hair. Clearly I have to change my clothes. Not wearing a tank top. Where can I prop you? We're gonna knocking over decor and stuff. Okay, so I have you guys propped up. Okay, so I have Urban Decay Native. And now I'm gonna put liner on. Oh, hold on, let's try that again. I have a lip plumper on that I completely forgot about. And it's gritty, so we don't want that. Let's try that again. And then I'm gonna go on with NARS Istria. It's just like a little baby one over top. And that's what we're gonna call the lips. So let's take you back to the light. Oh, washed out. Focus. And there you guys go. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you are interested in more of this type of video, please let me know. I would be happy to share them with you guys. And I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.